of escapes. Now, if there is no escape whatsoever, then you remain with it. I don't know if you have ever done it. Because in everyone's life, there is an incident that brings you tremendous sorrow, a happening. It might be an incident, a word, an accident, a shattering sense of absolute loneliness, and so on. These things happen, and with that comes this sense of utter sorrow. Now, when the mind can remain with that, not move away from it, out of that comes passion. Not the cultivated passion, not the artificial trying to be passionate, but the movement of passion is born out of this withdrawal from sorrow. It is the total, completely remaining with that.
I'm thinking that we also say, when we speak of someone in sorrow, that they are disconsolate.
Yes, disconsolate.
Disconsolate. And immediately we think that the antidote to that is to get rid of the dis. Not to stay
yes,
with the dis. And in an earlier conversation, we spoke about two things related to each other in terms of opposite sides of the same coin. And while you've been speaking, I've been seeing the interrelation in a polar sense between action and passion. Passion being able to undergo, able to be changed, whereas action is doing to effect change. And this would be the movement from sorrow to passion at the precise point, if I've understood you correctly, where I become able to undergo what is there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, when there is no escape, when there is no desire to seek comfort away from what is, then out of that absolute, inescapable reality comes this flame of passion. And without that, there is no beauty. You may write endless volumes about beauty, or be a marvelous painter, but without that inward quality of passion, which is the outcome of great understanding of sorrow, I don't see how beauty can exist. Also, one observes, man has lost touch with nature.
Oh, yes.
Completely. Especially in big towns. And even in small towns or hamlets, man is always outwardly going, outward. Pursued by his own thoughts. And so he's more or less lost touch with nature. Nature means nothing to him. Yes, it's very nice, very beautiful. Once I was standing with a few friends and my brother many years ago over Grand Canyon. Look at the marvelous thing.
Yes.
Incredible. The colors, the depth and the shadows. And a group of people came, and one lady says, "Yes, isn't it marvelous?" And the next day, "Let's go and have tea." And off they trotted. Back to You follow? That
Yeah.
is what is happening in the world. We have lost completely touch with nature. We don't know what it means. And also we kill. You follow? We kill for food, we kill for amusement, we kill what's called for sport. I won't go into all that. So there is this lack of intimate relationship with nature.
I remember a shock, a profound shock that I had in my college days. I was standing on the steps of the administration building and watching a very, very beautiful sunset. And one of my college acquaintances asked me what I was doing. And I said, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm looking at the sunset. And you know what he said to me? This so shocked me that it's one of those things that you never forget. He just said, well, there's nothing to prevent it, is there?
Nothing?
Nothing to prevent it, is there?
Right.
Yes, I know. I follow you.
So, you see, we are becoming more and more artificial, more and more superficial, more and more verbal, linear direction, neither vertical, not vertical at all, but linear. And so, naturally, artificial things become more important. Theaters, cinemas, you know, the whole business of modern world. And very few have this sense of beauty in themselves, beauty in conduct.
Oh, yes.
Beauty
Yes.
in behavior, beauty in the usage of their language, the voice, the manner of walking, the sense of humility. With that humility, everything becomes so gentle, quiet, full of beauty. We have none of that. And yet we go to museums, you know, we are educated with museums, with pictures, and we have lost the delicacy, the sensitivity of the mind, the heart, the body. And so when we have lost the sensitivity, how can we know what beauty is? And when we haven't got sensitivity, we go off to some place to learn to be sensitive. you know that.
Oh, I do.
Go to a college or some ashrama or some rotten hole, and there I'm going to learn to be sensitive. Sensitive through touch, through, you know.
Yes.
That becomes disgusting. So, now how can we, as you are a professor and teacher, how can you, sir, educate, becomes really very important, as the students to have this quality. Therefore, I ask, what is it we are educated for? What are we being educated for? Everybody is being educated.
Yes.
90% of the people probably in America are being educated, know what to read and write and all the rest of it. What for?
And yet it's a fact, at least in my experience of teaching class after class, year after year, that with all this proliferation of publishing and so-called educational techniques, students are